Hey everybody, so this is the probably final or second to last bonus, let me get this right, set of bonus videos for the Goose Girl. Shown here, just flip the cover. In the Goose Girl, Princess Rosemary has to do a fiber arts craft in order to save her brothers, and she has several options, two primary options at her disposal. To get things going, so to speak, to make the things. In the first half of this video, I'm going to show what she could have used. In books, particularly, there is a lot of uses of crochet and knitting, when reality, knitting gets used a lot, but crochet and knitting are two different crafts, and a lot of the times it's actually crochet that's being done in the book, but knitting gets the credit. So the big thing is, my tools are scattered all over the place. The big thing is, I'm going to start off with the video that I already shared from another creator because they did a good job of it, and I have yet to get the whole thing figured out. So, this here we have a spindle. Yes, I bought a spindle off of Amazon. See the hook? It's got a little gouge there. So at some point I'm still going to do my spindle video. I've got the yarn. There's this yarn. It's really pretty wool yarn that I can use. I just have to do all the yarn thingies and get it, because I like, well, okay then. That's something that was supposed to be part of the spindle video. I like the yarn, it's a pretty color, but I don't want to work with that yarn. I want to make it more manageable yarn. So, first off, crochet. I'm going to show y'all my oldest hook. And knitting. Crochet only uses one hook. And you can see why it's called a hook. That's why some crocheters will jokingly call themselves hookers. It's a crochet hook. This is a size N. This is what I learned on. I tend to use I, J, sometimes G, and my H is somewhere. This is my H. My H. All hooks. It's a little thing. They're made from aluminum, stainless steel, wood. Some of them have nice little silicone arrow, whatever, handles. Some people string silicone beads on them. I'm gonna keep the light blue one out. I tend to use the I a lot. A lot of yarns will call for I. When I was younger, I was doing double strands, so my N suited me best, especially as I was learning. I will talk about crochet stitches later because that is discussed in the book as well. This is not a crochet hook. This is not a knitting needle hook. I grabbed the wrong hook. This is actually a tungsten hook. Completely different thing. Crochet hook, knitting needles come in three different types. You get the stabby pointy ends, and you got a cap on the end. Usually for panels or smaller projects. I went for one and I grabbed two. We'll go with the blue. Circular crochet hooks, larger projects. Some of them come with detachable these, so you can add an extender. I think sweaters are more likely to be worked on that. I'm missing some of these. These tend to come in a set of 5. I have 4 in my hands. Is that it? Nope, I'm missing it. It is missing. Socks. They're pointy on at both ends. They could probably be crochet hooks. Could be too, but they could probably be used as hair thingies. Not my hair apparently, but socks, pointy ends. Knitting needles have pointy ends. Needle, point. Crochet hook. Okay. There's also loom knitting. Get this little thing out of here. It was very popular for a while there. Nifty knitters. You loop around, you use the little hook, needle, pull up over, wrap around. Also comes in this size. I used my smaller ones so they could fit on the camera. I got some larger ones. I don't use them. They're probably going to end up in Goodwill because I hate dealing with this thing. Oh, there's also machine knitting. It's a similar concept, but it's on a crank instead. And I kind of want to try it. But knitting machines are expensive. Okay. Alright, that went a lot quicker than I expected. So, in my next half of the video, I'm going to demonstrate the different stitches for the crochet hook, because much like Rosemary, I'm a lot quicker with a crochet hook. So, see you at a different angle. Or maybe not, because the camera will be pointed down. Hello again. I'm using my laptop. I need to adjust this so I can see what I'm doing. I'm using my laptop as a backdrop. So, let's fix that. There we go. So first, I make my little loop. It doesn't really matter how you make your little loop. I like to make an adjustable loop in case I have to undo something. Let's zoom in a little bit more. There we go. So the first thing I'm going to show you is the foundation stitch. This is how I learned it. I was about 8. I'm closer to 40 now. So loop and pull. Loop and pull. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I am left-handed. This is how I learned. Some stuff would probably be backwards. This is how I learned. Did 10. Since I'm going to do a panel, I'm going to add 2 more. Alright, this is the part that I'm always not certain I'm doing right. I think I'm supposed to be going through 2 loops, but I just tend to go through 1. So this is just how I learned. So I'm going to get this out of the way and then actually show you the next stitch. just so it is a cleaner, but it's still the same concept. It's a single crochet. You insert, wrap, pull, wrap, pull, insert. But I think the demo would be work better. Nope, wrong stitch. I think the demo would work better if I don't show it on the foundation stitch. Each row, when it comes time to flip it, like right now, finish my last stitch, chain 2 for a single, and flip. Okay, I'm just going to skip there just because that's what I do and that counts for that. So top view, you see those 2 little loops on top. So this project was pretty much previously a frogged project, so my yarn's a little bit. So I'm going to the hood loop, I'm sticking it in the hole, it's going through 2 of the thingies, and pull. So I go in the hole, stab it, wrap it, pull, wrap, and pull. And it's creating the ridge, it's going through the ridge. Oh, my finger's in the way. It's going through, let's see, hole. It's going through that V-shaped ridge on the top. Wrap, pull, stab. I do that. You can do that. Just whichever you're more comfortable with. I'm more comfortable with that. Pull, stab, wrap. So yeah, it goes through. Your hook has got stab through 2 stitches, wrap, pull, and then, and that is the single crochet. Stab through the 2, wrap, pull, and that. Now I'm going to back step a little bit, and there's my little chain 2, stabby. Like I said, I'd frogged this yarn, so I'm just going to do 1. Okay, a slip stitch. Again, go through the 2 holes, pull through, don't wrap again, just pull through. 2 through that, and that. Through the hole, you got that. Don't do that. We're doing slip stitches. It's pretty much good for binding off projects, but I know some people will actually use them to make scarves and blankets and stuff. It'd be a pretty tight fabric if you do that. Breathe, Alicia. There we go. I hope this video is recording it. I'm not a professional crocheter. And through there. Slip stitch, and slip stitch creates a neat little pattern thing. you got that going on, but you actually are going to want to go through these V-stitches over here. Typically not used for... Now, I have seen somebody do it, and it creates an interesting fabric when they go through this stitch here, and it creates a kind of a knit-like fabric, which is one of the stitches that you can do to create the knit-like looking fabric. I am going to undo these slip stitches. I don't usually work through knit stitches, through slip stitches, so let's do that. Next stitch is the stitch that Rosemary does to make the shirts. I picked this stitch for her to do, not because it creates a bigger fabric, wider fabric, but because it's the quickest for me to work with, so I just kind of let her use the quickest one to work with herself. It meant she was handling the fabric just a tiny little bit less. So I do 2 chain turns for a half double crochet. So wrap once, stick in the hole, poke, pull through, wrap again, and then pull everything off, and you just have 1. So wrap 1, stick through those 2 to that hole, pull, you've got 3, 4, and then 1. So wrap, 3, 4, 1. Wrap, 3, wrap, and then hope that your yarn just cooperates. And pull. Like I said, I frogged this, so some of it has become unraveled, untwisted. Wrap, pull, wrap. Whole time you're going through the hole. Now this fabric can also give you a knit-like pattern, depending on which hole you stick it in. So 1, 2. Because as you see on the back side, there's that loop that I can stick it through. Or it will emphasize this loop and just stick it in the back loop and not like you got, okay. You got the hole, right? But you've got, come on, camera. You got the hole, but you've got this one here. You can stick it through that one, leave that there, and then do the whole thing, and it will create give me a few rows for the pattern to pick up. We're just going to do a solid half right there. It's the one characteristic of a lot of my works. I have that especially when I actually should not have done that. I have now increased my stitches. So repeat, stab, pull, pull. Again, I'm trying to remember to do a double crochet. Sometimes when I switch stitches, did something. I don't usually work in panels. I usually work in rounds. I did something. I've lost a stitch actually. Alright, one last half double round. Just to show what... Now this is not what she would have done. She would not have got that fancy. She might have. Just to break up the monotony of creating, just doing just a plain old stitch. Now if you're working in a round, this will create a knitted pattern. If I'm working in a round, I just mean you're creating a tube-like fabric. Come on. You see it creates creates a knit-like pattern. Makes for a good texture for a blanket too. Alright, moving on. Double crochet. 1, 2, 3 turn stitch. It's just the way I was taught. Wrap, insert, pull, insert, pull through 2. You have 2 left on the loop. Wrap, pull through 2. So wrap, hole, wait, start that over again. So wrap, poke through the hole, pull through another one, wrap, pull through 2, wrap, pull through 2. And just repeat that process. It creates a wider stitch. But you also see how much more I'm touching the yarn. And if you're working like Rosemary was with something that is coarse and irritating, you are not going to want to do that. Now this is the part where I've never been quite certain exactly what if I'm doing this right or not. So, continuing with the double. I'm never quite certain if I'm supposed to be sticking it in this hole, same hole that with all the others, or if I'm supposed to be going down below and pulling. I personally like just sticking with the hole, just doing that. You can also, like I did with the half double, you can also just do the back loop. Creates a pattern. I guess I should have used that terminology sooner. So you got the front loop and you got the back loop, and usually you just pull through both loops. Some patterns will have you just go through back loop in order to make a more hidden stitch, especially if you're creating like stuffies or they'll have you go through the front loop only and not the back loop. Basically to hide some stitches and to make things look, of course hiding stitches looks a whole lot better with that. Well, that's a neat idea. I try to keep things simple and basic sometimes, so I just go through both holes, but sometimes I get bored and I will vary my stitches up. Now these are all American terminology. British terminology, I think it's still single. I think the half double is a double. I think the double is a treble. And I don't know what the treble is in the US treble is in British, but this is the treble stitch. I absolutely hate using it. So yarn over, insert, pull, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 1 more, I think. Pull through 2, wrap, pull through 2. I think, I don't know, it's been years since I've used it. I might be wrong, please correct me if I am wrong. It doesn't look right. Well, that is right. Like I said, I don't use the treble that much. And so, foundation stitch, single crochet, a bunch of double crochets, and some double crochet, half doubles and crochets. And like I said before, where you put your loop in the, where you stick your hook through the loops, be it front, back, or both, it can create some interesting fabric patterns. And whoops, and that is my crocheting video and my crocheting video. I'm gonna have to go watch over it and make sure that that video was good. I'm not looking forward to it. I might just throw it all up and be all haphazard and everything, but oh, happy reading, happy fiber arts, happy whatever you do. I hope at least the front half of the video was beneficial, even if the second half, even if it's a mess. So, have a good week.